Okay, before we get into the video, I kind of wanted to just take a moment to kind of like thank you guys for watching my videos and being into the content and giving me feedback, because it helps with future readings for sure to know what's working and what's not working. But I do just kind of want to take a moment to ask you guys to, like the video if you like it, leave a comment to let me know, share it with somebody if you feel like somebody is into this type of stuff. And I feel like that would, be really helpful for me. But I definitely appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for watching and sharing space with me and trusting messages from me. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my August 2020 prediction. So this is going to be Leo season and going into Virgo season towards the end. I'm recording this right before Leo season starting, and I'm kind of excited about it. Like, Cancer season has been so much about honoring our emotions and a lot of crying and stuff like that. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's been feeling it. So I'm kind of excited for us to get into like more like leadership, creativity, like stuff like that. So for you guys who watch a lot of my videos, you know the drill. I'm going to read some notes from my planetary guide for what's going to be happening. So if you want to take notes as well, or like make little like post-it notes for yourself that you can put up so you can remember throughout the month, like if I'm feeling this or if this kind of thing is going on with me, oh, there's a reminder right there about what exactly is going on. If this is your first time watching me, hi, welcome. Basically, the way that it goes is I give my notes from the planetary guide about what's going to be going on next month. And then after that, we'll do a pick a card reading. So if you're not interested in notes about what's going on astrology-wise, that's fine. Just go ahead and skip forward to the pick a card section, where I'll do a close-up of these and tell you which one is which. And you just choose kind of like visually or use your intuition to choose which image means the most to you or you feel like drawn to. And then I'll explain what that card means and then give you your reading. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with those notes. Okay, for August, I have it split up into weeks, kind of for the end of July starting into August. So technically 5 weeks of August is what I have here that I'll share with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and let you know ahead of time that the second week has a lot going on. It's pretty much the longest description I have, and it's also when the full moon in Aquarius will be happening, so just kind of a heads up on that. But we'll just go ahead and get started. If you want to take notes, get yourself something to drink, do your thing, whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable. For the first week, we have look out for manipulation this week when it comes to doing business. People will be tempted to cheat, steal, or manipulate during this time. Things might also seem unpredictable. So watch out for accidents or something like that. Like it's going to be important for you to kind of like watch your back or be careful while driving or things like that. The second week, there will be a full moon in Aquarius, which will bring some endings to relationships in our lives. This could be a dramatic end because, not all endings are smooth. But for others, it could be a happy ending. They'll have to do with basically what's not meant for you. You've been finding out recently through all your trials and errors and the cycles you've been going through what exactly is and is not meant for you. So this is kind of a time period where a lot of those things will end. Mercury will also be moving into Leo, so people will be more direct and also be kind of loud about what it is that they're feeling. Mercury's been in Cancer for weeks. So that's why a lot of passive aggressive energy. We were also in Cancer season, so there was a lot of like people being upset with each other and giving the silent treatment and not being sure where you stood with people and stuff like that. Now people are going to start being a little bit more direct, and kind of like putting themselves first a little bit more, but that means you too. Venus will be moving into Cancer this week as well. It's been in Gemini up until now. So with Venus moving into Cancer, many of you, this will mean like this has to do with like family and home, and love in that way. So for some of you guys, you'll be committing a little bit more to your relationships, or you might be getting into new relationships. And this is just kind of like a message from the universe that it's okay at this point to start making commitments and start talking about things like this. During the full moon, freedom and independence are needed. And then also emotional security will be crucial. So be cautious and protective about relationships, finances, home, and loved ones. Okay, so there's like back and forth energy there. I feel like Aquarius and Cancer is kind of like a weird combination because Aquarius can often like hide their heart a bit. And then Cancers wear their heart on their sleeve. So I feel like there might be a little bit of back and forth there, like some independence, but also growing together as a couple. So we'll just see what happens. In the third week, there will be confrontations, aggressive behaviors. So it's important for you to avoid threatening situations. This makes me think that things like the riots are going to start coming up again. Also, one of my favorite astrology podcasts, Blame It on the Stars, they kind of mention that too, that they think that riots will come back, or protesting, or they think that it's more going to be targeted towards the stuff we've been finding out about sex trafficking. That might be coming up a little bit more. But also in your personal life, you know, be a little bit more cautious whenever you're like going out and around, because people are going to be feeling tempted to act out violently. So just be prepared and stay safe. With tensions running high, there's also an opportunity for passion projects and sexually charged energy. So your sex drive might go up, or for your the person you're in a relationship with, that might happen for them, which can be like kind of fun and kind of cool, you know. And like along with sexually charged energy is also like passion and creativity. So it might be a good time for you too to like get into some creative projects. During the fourth week, we have new moon in Leo, which tells us to find ways to treat ourselves better. Mercury will also be moving into Virgo, which means perfectionism will be an issue for a lot of us. We'll be a little bit more on board, a little bit more stable, a little bit more accountable, but it's also kind of a Virgo thing to blame ourselves whenever things go wrong, because we expect ourselves to always know what's going to happen, to just like in general be perfect. I have a Virgo moon. I struggle with that a lot. So, especially with my emotions. So that's just kind of like a warning for you guys. We will be more caring and offer assistance to those around us, but stay away from self-blame. The fifth week, we will be feeling optimistic, but will struggle to actually make things happen. This will continue through the end of September, so have patience with yourself and be realistic about what you can accomplish. It'll be kind of like we'll suddenly decide that we can get a bunch of different projects done, or, you know, we'll have really high expectations for ourselves, or we think that we can just get all this stuff done, but we end up overloading our plate. So that'll be important towards the end of August and for most of September for you guys to kind of like take stock and recognize if you actually have the time to do the things you want to do. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the pick a card reading. Okay, I want you to go ahead and center yourself. Take a few seconds, take a few deep breaths, whatever it is you need to feel centered. And then I want you to choose between 1, the raven, 2, skunk, 3, snake, 4, bear, and 5, turkey vulture. Just pick whichever image you feel drawn to based on your intuition, and I'll have the message for you. Just go ahead and go down into the comments and skip ahead to whatever message you need to hear. Hey, if you picked group 1, then that means that you picked the raven. This has to do with darkness, and this also has to do with shadow self and shadow work. So this tells me that you're a little bit drawn to the dark side right now, and it might be time for you to do some shadow work. So maybe pay attention to what type of music you're into, what type of movies you're watching, and see what kind of dark themes are in this content, and kind of like apply it to your life and see why you're drawn to consuming these things. That happens for me a lot. I am a Scorpio, or Scorpio rising, and I'm super drawn to like scary stuff or alien stuff, and being different or afraid, or, you know, things like that. It's kind of what I'm drawn to. But those things do play a toll on like how we think of ourselves and how we think of our lives. So just something to think about. We have balsamic moon, a time for healing. We were just saying shadow work, and shadow work is a huge part of healing the inner child. I have the lovers here. So that tells me that you might be in a relationship, and that maybe the relationship is going really well, but you're kind of having to deal with this like inner child stuff from your past. Chiron is in retrograde for the rest of the year, and for a lot of us that means that our wounded selves is going to be like coming up a lot, and we're going to have to do the internal work to get through that. So it might be affecting your relationships. I have death here too, so that tells me that there's a way that you might be interacting with the people around you that you kind of need to stop doing, and I think you already know what that is. That's why you're interested in shadow work. We have I am peaceful. So that's kind of like an affirmation for yourself to bring peace to others. And I care for the earth. We have to be a friend to the earth, right? So every decision we make, we have to keep in mind how it'll impact the world around us. You know, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to become like vegan or something. If that's something you are interested in and want to do, then go for it. But you can care about the earth in many different ways, you know, because you can care about humanity, you can care about your community, and you can also care about the earth. It just all depends on what that means to you and how you can kind of like participate more in this overall humanitarian, you know, feeling. I got the High Priestess here, so that means that you might be dealing with some things that you don't really know for sure. But it's time for you to use your intuition to kind of like seek answers, you know? Use your intuition to figure out what exactly is like a peaceful space for you, you know, so that you can do this healing. Because I think it's going to be important for you right now to find inner peace, and you might have to use your intuition and meditate to get to this point. I have 8 of Pentacles. So spend some time on a project that means a lot to you, you know, something that you've been working towards. It's over here with that Death, and I care for the earth. So it could be a project that has to do with the earth or your community around you. And maybe it's something that normally you wouldn't do, but because you're feeling like a change coming on in your life, it could be a good opportunity for you to put that time and effort into that. 2 of Pentacles. This is a reminder to find balance in your life. In order for us to heal, we need to feel balanced. We need to feel peace. So definitely, I think there needs to be a little bit more balance between like what you do for others and what you do for yourself. So it might be important for you to kind of like take stock in that way. We actually have some good like cards for ourselves coming up next. So we have Celebrate Yourself, You Deserve It. So do something fun that's just for you, you know? And it could be something that you spend extra time working on. Like it could be a part of what you think that your project is. And it could be kind of a celebration of like releasing those old patterns from yourself, you know? It could be an opportunity for you to kind of like reach out and do something different. And you can celebrate the fact that those old parts of you are gone. Maybe I'm getting the end of a toxic relationship in my head. I also have stay away from drama today. We could also stay away from drama all month, right? Or we can try. It will be Leo season, so sometimes things will be kind of dramatic. There's going to be a lot more people like wanting attention on themselves, a lot more people trying to like take lead and like be noticed. That's going to be a lot of the energy going around. So it could be important to stay away from drama having to do with that. Like if you have somebody in your family who you know just likes to be the center of attention, try not to get like wrapped up if you can tell that they're creating drama. Just kind of try to be like a gray rock to them, you know, and just kind of like be like, oh, okay, and move on from that and focus on things that have to do with you. The rhythm of my breath directs the rhythm of my life. So this is kind of another sign to do for meditation and breath work. Because the way we breathe, you know, affects so many parts of our lives. So it might be important for you right now to definitely do some meditation, kind of like slow down, see what's going on, especially whenever you're dealing with this shadow part of yourself and whenever you're letting go of what exactly it is that is the death of, you know, like what is this death moment happening for you, and kind of like meditate on that. I also have, with focus and intention, I can shape energy in any direction. This is kind of like a manifestation card, right? It's right here under the Lovers. So this tells me that maybe whenever it comes to your relationships, if you're single, it might be time for you to manifest like a relationship that's positive for you. And manifestation in a relationship can take place by kind of like making a list of behaviors that you want for your new relationship or traits that you want for your new relationship. And then you kind of take stock and you look and you're like, okay, if I want a relationship with somebody who is open and caring, then I need to be open and caring. Am I an open person? Okay, if not, why? You know, what can I do to be a more open person? What parts of myself can I heal so that I'm able to allow myself to open up to love, you know? I unleash my wildness and choose to be free. This is kind of a symbol to be a little weird this month. Like, it's totally okay to show off your weird side. Yeah, and I mean, like, get super weird, you know, howl at the moon, you know, whatever it is that especially this next month, like Aquarius full moon, like allow the opportunity for yourself to be more unique. I have 8 of Cups, so that means that there is a relationship in your life that you have walked away from recently. And I feel like that's what this balance is all about, and intuition here. So I do get the feeling that this actually might be a relationship you've been thinking about leaving, and now is the time for you to actually do it so you can heal. This person keeps you from healing, and this person takes a lot from you emotionally. So it's important for you to kind of like walk away from that. I have Son of Coins here. So this tells me that you're kind of working on that project we were talking about earlier. This tells me that you're kind of like learning something new, and this is planting the seeds for the future. So the project that you're working on is going to have long-term effects for you. And it'll be important for it to be something that you're passionate about and something that makes you feel like yourself, you know, like some unique thing that's kind of like showing off the new you, a part of yourself that is being reborn at this moment. We have Daughter of Cups. This tells me it's time to open yourself up. I mean, I think we have said that already. Open yourself up to a new prospect in a relationship. If you're already in a relationship, it might just mean that you guys are going to be moving on to the next step. I did say earlier in the notes portion that Venus will be going into Cancer, so a lot more people are going to be committing in their relationships, like moving in together, getting engaged, like stuff like that. So it might be important for you to kind of like open yourself up to the opportunity of something like that happening. If you're single, that means just opening yourself up to a new relationship. But if you're already in a relationship, it could be opening yourself up to a new depth for you guys. And then I also have Magic here. So manifestation. Once again, yeah. So let's definitely try to manifest during our shadow work and see exactly what it is that we need to kind of like, I wouldn't say fix, but heal. Something that we need to heal inside so that we can start manifesting exactly what it is that we want for our lives. And let's keep a reminder too to continue to try and find peace this month, because that's definitely what you deserve and definitely what is good for you and for your shadow work. Find those moments of peace in meditation. Okay. I hope that resonated. Please leave a comment to let me know if it did, and I will see you later. Okay, if you picked group 2, then that means you picked skunk, which has to do with boundaries. Skunks have very strong boundaries, right? Because if you get too close, they spray you. Like, they make it very clear what they consider to be like their space and what they don't want you coming into. So I feel like it's important for you in August to think a little bit more about like how you can establish stronger boundaries with people. And we'll get some messages here on how we can do that. I have New Moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. Okay, this kind of tells me that some of you guys might have Virgo in your chart, so just kind of a reminder that you don't have to be a certain thing or perform in any certain way in order to deserve love. So you expressing love to other people could actually be about respecting your own boundaries, and that's something to kind of like think about in the next month or so. I have wildness here. So let your wildness show, let your true self be revealed. And then we also have the World. So that tells me too that you have more opportunities than you might think that you have. And it's okay. I feel like the wildness is kind of like to show your true self, and once again, like not feel like you have to be a specific type of person in order to receive love. And then the World is a reminder too that like the lessons you've learned over the years have turned you into the person that you are today. And it's important for you to remember that more opportunities are opened by the more like work you do and the more boundaries you establish with people. You're able to create more fulfilling relationships. I have here, I am kind. So it's a reminder that you are a kind person, but also kindness is deeper than being nice, right? Like kind is being able to give somebody like a truth. You know, because like being nice would be like you wouldn't tell somebody the truth because it could hurt their feelings. But being kind is kind of like kindly letting somebody know like, hey, what you did was not cool, you know? Or like, hey, I respect that you're going through some stuff right now, but the way you're speaking to me is not okay. You know, I love and care about you, but you need to change the way you're talking to me or this conversation's over. and just kind of like hold that boundary with that person that they need to talk to you like you are a respectable adult, you know, and not stomp all over you. We have, I respect the property of others. So not only should you expect people to respect your boundaries, but you should respect other people's boundaries as well. If somebody has an issue with you using their things, touching their stuff, being in their space, it might be important for you to kind of like take a step back and take stock and recognize that just because you want something doesn't mean that you deserve it or that it's meant for you. So kind of just a reminder there. We have Two of Wands. This tells me that you've been searching for something. You're like kind of like looking out the window. If this is in a relationship, then that could mean that you're looking for something else. I feel like you're not having much passion in your life, so you're kind of like looking around, like trying to find some sort of like passionate thing. I also have Ace of Wands here too, so that tells me that there is the beginning of something here. Like you do have an idea of how to make your life more passionate, but it's gonna, it might actually involve, looking beyond, maybe. Looking beyond what you currently have and what situation you're in. Because I also have that you're on a long journey here, but the journey is worth it. So whatever it is that you might be going through that seems very difficult, you're going to like you're going to get some passion and ideas from it, like some type of inspiration that you've been looking for a long time. And it has to do a lot with self-worth. So this is going to help you like establish better boundaries with people, is like this journey you're going on to figure out more about yourself. I also have Ace of Swords here too, so that tells me that you're ready to stand up for yourself as well. You're kind of like developing the words and developing the language in order to speak your truth to people. We have stop judging and start loving. That's for yourself and others. I get the feeling still that you have Virgo in your chart. So for many Virgos, we judge ourselves so harshly. We're like perfectionists, you know? We expect ourselves to be perfect at all times, and then we expect everybody else to be better than who they feel that they are. We can always see the best in people, but sometimes people can't perform at that best level. We can't do it. We can't perform at the level we expect ourselves to do. I have a Virgo moon, that's why I'm saying we. So it's important for you to kind of like stop judging yourself and stop judging others and just like love and have acceptance, you know? This could be a time period for you to kind of like reach out with that, especially with like Leo's fiery, creative, like wanting to be a center of attention, like energy. We can allow that to do some healing for us and allow ourselves to feel that we deserve love even just for showing up. Set your intentions with heart and soul. So let's be clear about like what intentions we're setting. And this is over here with that Ace of Wands. That tells me that the way that you're learning how to interpret your boundaries and how to express it better is going to help you with setting the intentions with the relationships around you. So you're going to be able to be like, hey, this is what this relationship means to me. Like, okay, let's say like a friendship. Like, hey, you're my friend. I really care about you. And I understand you want to hang out a whole bunch, but sometimes I just need my time alone. You know, like something like that, and just be like, you know, we can hang out like this many times, or if you want to do something more interactive, maybe you guys can like start doing something once a month together, you know, or something like that. Make it like your wine night or your movie night or something, so that that person feels like you care about them still, and you do, but you're not like saying yes to things you don't want to, and you're not overexerting yourself just to please them. You're having like good boundaries with that relationship. With a steady mind, I am connected to our collective experience. And we have the third eye chakra there. Okay, so that tells me that you might be having some type of spiritual awakening recently. And that might be part of the path that you're on, and this like kind of like ability to have the world in, you know, in a way. I feel like it's part of you realizing that we are all a part of the collective experience. So stop like expecting perfection out of people. We're all part of the human condition. We're all here experiencing a human experience. So I feel like it's been hard work for you to kind of like let go of these expectations you have for the people around you, but it's good work that you're doing, and it's something you should continue to do. My instincts keep me adaptable in the face of any obstacle. Immediately, though, like, yes, I do think that that is true. I think that our instincts protect us. But I think also that our instincts sometimes, I'm just being drawn to say this, so this is a message for some of you guys. Sometimes our instincts as well kind of like draw us to do things that it might be normally toxic for us, because we grew up in a situation where we had to do certain things in order to get attention or love or to feel safe. So in adulthood, we kind of start doing those same things, you know, like maybe if your parents were volatile or emotionally unpredictable, you spend a lot of time in isolation. So it might be a habit for you whenever you don't feel safe to immediately start isolating yourself. And that's just many times like doesn't end up being healthy if like you are going into worry spirals, you know, and letting yourself like spiral down into shame or something, you know. So our instincts they can be good in a way, definitely, but also let's take stock of like what we're doing and why. Let's be conscious of what's happening, you know. And also our instincts, like when our ego takes over, it is protecting us, but we have to figure out why. Why did that hurt me so much, you know? A lot of us are going through ego death right now too. So if you find yourself like crying uncontrollably because something happened, and then you feel like stupid for even crying about it because you're like, this doesn't even really matter. A lot of that part is like ego death, because you're realizing that this thing that you think is so important isn't really important, and your ego doesn't really matter. So it can cause you to like start crying or have like panic attacks and stuff like that. So just like take care of yourself and take stock in those moments, you know, and recognize that emotional release can many times be a good thing, because that means that you are becoming closer to your true self and you're interacting with the collective. We have 2 of coins here, so find balance in your life between yourself and others. Don't give too much, don't take too much, you know. We got the World a second time. Okay, so you are capable of so much more than you think, you know. You have the world. You have the opportunity to make anything you want happen, you know. You just have to be in the right mindset. I believe that for you, definitely, is that you have the ability to make changes in your life. We have Ace of Feathers here. So that's technically Ace of Swords again. So you got that message twice. It's very important for you to learn how to communicate what it is that you want. And I'm getting the sense now to communicate with the universe what it is that you need. So I'm thinking like manifestation for sure. I'm thinking follow your intuition. I'm thinking continue down the path of strong boundaries with yourself, with others. You know, like learn the language, learn how to protect yourself and your energy. And then I have Mother of Flames here. So that is about like internal passion and creativity. And I feel like it's going to be an opportunity for you to kind of like be an active role in your self-care and in your spiritual growth. I feel like that's going to be very important for you in the next month. Okay. So let me know if that resonated, you know. And I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye. Okay, if you picked group 3, then that means that you picked the snake, which this has to do with release and rebirth, shedding your old skin. So for you, you've gone through a lot, I would say, over the last few years. And you've changed so much, and I feel like a large part of like how you were living your life and who you were as a person before is kind of like shedding away, which is awesome. We have full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. I've been getting some Virgo vibes in all of the readings so far, so that's kind of cool because Virgo season is at the end of next month. But yeah, just a reminder that you are good enough the way that you are, and the skin that you have shed from learning these different experiences is a part of your true self. You're shedding the conditioning that other people have put on you. You're shedding like these bad thoughts and these negative patterns, and that's awesome. That's so much growth for you to recognize that you deserve love as the way that you are, your true self. I have crafty here. So it might be important for you to kind of like get into crafting or be a little bit crafty about like how it is that you're getting your needs met right now, you know? We'll pull more to see what else. But we also have Earth Mother. So this tells me that it's kind of important to you right now what's going on around the world. You care a lot about what's happening, which, I mean, of course you're not alone. We have the pandemic, we have riots, we have, you know, I could go on and on. But you get it. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. And you're wanting to take care of everybody, and you're wanting to like figure out ways that you can solve everyone's problems, but you kind of have to realize that there are things that are out of your control. So kind of just like focus on things that you can control, you know? I'm not saying don't be aware, like definitely keep up on news, but don't allow yourself to just get into these conversations where it's just like toxic, like complaining or getting angry or whatever, if that's not the type of vibes that you're into. You know, some people are more activists where they're going to go out and do stuff. But if you can't for some reason, then like don't like feel guilty about that, you know, and don't surround yourself with like behaviors that are going to make you feel guilty for having limitations and having boundaries. We have, I communicate with compassion. So this is just kind of an important thing, to have compassion with other people when you talk to them. Everybody has their own issues they have going on. And this is with that you are good enough card. So it's a reminder too that other people are good enough the way they are too. So have compassion with them, and don't like see their issues as like not as important as yours, or not as important as what's going on in the world. Like we're still allowed to have like personal issues. I embrace the all. So everything, that's with that Earth Mother. So the entire, so things we cannot control, right? We're having to embrace. I have like a particular person in my mind. We've had a few conversations over this, so I'm going to see if she ends up picking this group. But yeah, we can't control these outside forces. And as much as we want to take care of everybody and do everything for everyone, which is such a Virgo thing, let's remind ourselves, you know, to continue to focus on the small things we can control. And you can do small community things too. Like if you know, you don't have worldwide reach, you know, if you're not like a celebrity or something like that. So it might be important for you to do some like maybe like more local stuff, or like do the small things that you can, and just kind of get creative when it comes to that. I have King of Cups here. So this is telling me that there's somebody in your life who is kind of like, they're really fun to be around. This person is like emotionally in tune. They can kind of like tell whenever you're upset or something is happening. And I get the feeling, I'm not sure if this is a positive or negative connection. Sometimes with King of Cups, I immediately get like, you know, same with Knight of Cups, because both of them to me kind of involve emotional manipulation of some sort. But I don't necessarily get like negative vibes here. I have Page of Wands. So this tells me it's time for you to kind of like start on something new, some new creative project for yourself. Something that gives you fiery vibes, you know, with Leo season happening and everything. But I also have don't take on too much. Okay, so this spread is ending up being kind of like divided, one side and the other, because we have you are good enough, I communicate with compassion, and then that Page of Wands, like learning something new that you're passionate about. And then on the other side here, we have Earth Mother, I embrace the all, and then 10 of Wands. So kind of like being obsessed with what's going on outside of our control and thinking that we can handle all of it and we can take it over, you know? I'm getting the feeling that maybe there's a person in your life who is emotionally in tune, and they might be kind of like trying to make you feel better or something. But I get the feeling that like that's not exactly what you need. You don't need somebody to soothe you. What you need is like an actual like creative project that you can start, you know, something that will like bring you soothing vibes to yourself. Perform a random act of kindness. So there we go. That's something you can do for the world around you. I would say if you want to get into a little bit more activist stuff, but you just don't really, like, let's say you have like kids, or you have like a condition that you can't, like a physical condition or something like that, then you can do like other small random acts of kindness. You can like donate, you can sign petitions, you can send somebody food, you know, like things like that. There's many other things that you can do. And then keep your thoughts positive during this time. Don't allow yourself to get into any negative spirals about how you have to do something in particular in order to be seen as loving or caring or anything like that. I free myself from critical thoughts towards my body and my worth. So don't get down on yourself. If you've like been kind of like gaining weight and stuff because of the pandemic and you've just been stuck at home, that's okay. Don't like be upset with yourself. You can always like, that's something that you can always change later in life, you know? I'm not saying put it off forever, but you can definitely like start small. It's not something where like you have to worry about like tomorrow. Like you're not going to get skinny tomorrow, you know, or you're not going to recover from your sickness tomorrow. There are things that you can do like slowly each day to like build up to that, and try not to get frustrated with yourself. Free yourself from these expectations, you know. I'm getting a lot of vibes here that somebody in this, that people watching this might have some type of illnesses. I keep on getting that message that like you feel like you're not capable, you feel limited. So definitely like don't judge yourself. If you do have a condition or a chronic illness or something like that, then don't expect yourself to perform at the level of someone who is normal, you know? Those people have like a completely different system. Their body works a completely different way. And that does not mean that you can't have a fulfilling life, you know? You just might not be meant for the things that other people are doing, and that's totally fine, you know? I have unlimited potential and claim my purpose. All I need is within me. See? There you go right there. Another message for that. It's important for us to recognize that we're not limited to our physical body, you know? There's like, if you believe in multiple lives, you know, then like this is just the hand you were dealt in this life. And you had a previous life, you're going to have a future life, things like that. And each life will bring you different experiences that you're meant to experience for whatever reason. This is like divine, you know, like we don't know. I have the moon here. So definitely spiritual awakening and processing those negative thought patterns about yourself. So if you have been somebody who's always had a chronic illness or a condition, and maybe whenever you were younger, it might not have been understood by other people. So maybe you might have gotten like people not understanding you, especially if it's an autoimmune disease, like it's just not seen. Some people still don't even believe it's real, even though there's plenty of evidence that it is. So just kind of like remind yourself that you are not those negative thoughts that people have. What people are really saying whenever they talk down to you for having a disability, what they're really saying is that they are not strong. They don't believe they are strong enough to live your reality. That's really what they're saying. They see what you are experiencing as something difficult, and it is. And they are afraid that it could happen to them. So they create this stuff in their mind that like maybe you deserved it for some reason. You know, maybe it's all in your head and it's not true. You know, there's so many different things that people use to rationalize, because what they are really trying to express is fear. They have a phobia of a disability, because for them, if they can't have the full range of mobility that they have, then their life is over. But we know, I also have chronic illnesses. We know that that's not true. You can continue to have a fulfilling life. It's just not going to fit into a capitalist type of society, which we're already showing is being dismantled. So it's not fitting. Too many of us are disabled. You know, more and more people are having autoimmune diseases or mental illnesses or all these different things, and we do not fit into pull yourself up by your bootstraps and work 120 hours every single day until you die. Most of us don't fit into that anymore. And the pandemic and people being sent home and having to look for different kinds of work and working from home, a lot of us are completely changing the way that we see the world and the way that we see working, you know? So kind of just something to keep in mind. That doesn't mean that we didn't struggle. That doesn't mean we won't continue to struggle. It just means that what those people are symbolizing is that they have fear, you know? And we can't speak from a place of fear. We can only speak from a place of love. Yeah, 6 of Cups. So what you have gone through has made you stronger than other people, because you've gone through things they can't imagine. They themselves could deal and adapt and everything as well. They just don't believe that they can. So it might be important for you to kind of have patience with people and kind of like be the one to reach out and be like, hey, it's okay. You know? We have 9 of Flames here. This tells me that to kind of like protect your energy a little bit more. And yeah, it's going to be right over here with that you are good enough and I communicate with compassion. It is annoying for us to do the work for other people, you know, like, I'll just kind of speak from experience with the autoimmune diseases is it's like people don't understand when you have things like a flare-up. They don't understand what that means. And they want to make it something easily diagnosable where you can just take a pill and it fixes it. But obviously we know that that's not how it is, you know? And so I feel like it's important for you to kind of like hold boundaries with that, but at the same time kind of like express to people that like, hey, it's fine. I'm okay. You know? And I will be okay. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I do have those conversations with people. I've had those conversations with people in my life. You know, if I start talking about like something that's very real for me, many people can see that as negative talk. But to me, I'm like, I don't see it as negative. It's just my reality. You know? I don't think that that's negative. So that might just be something to kind of like figure out with like communicating with others. And last but not least, we have the Empress here, which is about embracing yourself. And it also has to do with femininity. I mean, you can see this card is very feminine looking. But yeah, this is about like taking care of yourself, self-care, like putting yourself first. I feel like it's important for you so that you don't feel like you have to take care of the whole world, is to kind of like take that time and take the space, you know, to put yourself first and do whatever it is you need to do to center yourself, meditate, you know, take baths, stuff like that. Whatever it is that makes you feel better, it makes you feel more centered and have better energy. And maybe explore different ways that, you know, this Page of Wands makes me think. Maybe explore different ways you can add energy and passion and creativity into your daily life. Okay. Let me know if that resonated in the comments. I will see you next time. Good luck. Okay, if you chose group 4, then that means that you chose the Bear, which has to do with opportunities. Allowing yourself to be open to new opportunities. You can see he's like standing in the water and they kind of just wait for their food to come so they can catch it. It's important for you to open yourself up to different opportunities right now. I have full moon in Pisces, so balance spirituality and practicality in your life. And look for different ways that you can implement it in your day-to-day. Ooh, we have strength. So recognizing that you do have a lot of strengths. You might, I feel like, get the feeling you already kind of know that. And then also the Sun. So this tells me too that good things are coming, or that you're in a good place right now. I am accepting. So you are accepting abundance and good things into your life, which is definitely important. It's with that balance, spirituality, and practicality there. And then we also have, I speak with sincerity. So make sure whenever you're telling people things that you're speaking from a place of love. That's over here with the Sun. And then I achieve with integrity. And that's with that Strength card. So like your inner strengths and self is what leads you to these opportunities to have abundance. I mean, so far this is like such a positive reading. We have the Magician here, so it's important to manifest right now. I feel like you're very open to manifestation right now because you have so much positive energy. And that, like, I think you are really open to opportunities right now, which is so good for you. Do something rebellious. Think outside the box. I also have here that you don't really care what people are saying about you. You're letting the gossip fly right off. Oh my gosh, this is such positive. Like, I don't even have advice to give. Align your actions with your intentions. So with this accepting energy and with this manifestation, make sure that whenever you have intentions for things that like wanting good things to come into your life, that you are taking the actions to make it happen. Today holds unlimited possibilities to see beauty in life. So it's important to kind of like look around you. I feel like you're like super vibing, you know, and it's important for you to keep allowing that goodness into your life, you know. My dreams reveal that magic is real and anything is possible. So pay attention to your dreams lately. Maybe keep a dream journal and allow yourself to see the positivity in it. Like, what exactly are my dreams like representing to me? I love myself completely and unconditionally. It's important too to kind of like share that love with others, because it's right next to this I speak with sincerity. So maybe help lead people. Like, I feel like you have so much positive energy in this spread. Like, this spread's gonna go by so fast. But I feel like it might be important for you to kind of like help lead people there with their own spiritual path. We have strength again. I feel like you're a Leo and this is your season, so you're just like, you know, you're just like vibing. I also have Mother of Cups, so remember to have empathy with others, you know? Especially with people who might be saying stuff behind your back. I feel like you're doing a good job of not letting it bother you, but maybe like have empathy with like why they might feel like they need to say stuff about other people. Like what about themselves are they feel that they're lacking? And then I have Ace of Coins here too. So this tells me that through your dreams and through your communication with others and like this positive energy you're having overall, I feel like it's going to be like the start of something for you, like stability wise. I feel like maybe your health is going to start to get better, your home life is going to become more stable, or maybe your finances are going to like finally be set in place. But I feel like you're using all this positive energy to manifest good things for yourself, and definitely allow yourself to be open to opportunities, because I feel like the universe is saying yes to you right now, and that's why you're feeling so positive. So definitely like keep it up with the positivity. Try to spread as much positive energy as you can while you're feeling it. If you need like some downtime or like some time to chill, definitely give yourself that as well. But I feel like you're like accepting and opening yourself up to abundance and allowing life to lead you, which is so awesome. I feel like you're going to achieve really good things, and this is like a good time for you. Leave a comment to let me know what your sign is if you pick this deck, because I kind of want to know, I kind of want to figure out what exactly is going on that's like creating such positive energy for you, you know? But yeah, leave a comment to let me know if that resonated. Sorry there wasn't as much advice to give. It just seems kind of like keep it up, you know, was what I got from this spread. And I'll see you next time. Good luck. Okay, if you picked group 5, then you chose the Turkey Vulture. This is kind of the group I'm picking for myself too, so if if I make any connections personally, that's kind of why, because Turkey Vulture symbolizes cleanse, so needing to cleanse our lives. I've been feeling lately like I need to cleanse negative energy. Some of you guys know about the toxic situation I was in before, so now that I'm out of it, I'm kind of trying to like separate from it. There still it feels like there's kind of like a darkness just like over my head about it, so I'm feeling like I need to like do a cleanse. So for some of you guys, these messages might be for you too. You might have gone through something similar. We have New Moon in Aries. It's time to take action. So definitely, right, it's time to like make that decision that it's like, you know what, I need better for me, so I'm gonna make the decision to do different. We have the Magician, so time to manifest good things for ourselves. There's also Storm here. So this tells me that, yeah, you did go through something recently, and you kind of need to cleanse yourself of it, you know? You went through some stormy times. And then I have Balance. That's going to be over here with the time to take action, so it tells me that the balance here is going to have to do with taking action, you know? Like, you're going to have to find a balance between, like, I'm getting the feeling of like being busy, like with the stuff you have going on, and then having to do this spiritual and like self-growth work. We have I advance through my own abilities. So trusting our abilities to lead the way, you know, all of us have like different strengths. So how can we use it through this like difficult time to manifest like good things for ourselves? How can we cleanse our energy? I also have here, I do good. So for some of you guys, you might be on the same boat as me, where you kind of feel like you tried your best in whatever situation you were in, but it just wasn't meant for you. So it was like, it didn't matter how good you did. It didn't matter how much energy you put into it. It just wasn't meant for you. And there was like a resistance from the energy. I mean, not from the energy. There was a resistance from the universe, which, you know, ended up blocking your energy and making you no longer trust your intuition and things like that, because we were more focused on doing good than we were focused on like ourselves. Oh my gosh, the Tower reversed. It happened. We're over it. We're moving on, right? Four of Cups. Being tired of talking about emotions, right? So tired of like living through it again and again, doing that emotional work, you know? In the situations we might have been in, we might have been doing a lot of emotional labor for other people's, and it got tiring. Also, like, I get too that maybe you're letting go of the idea that like you put so much time and effort into this relationship and then it didn't work out, but it's fine at this point. Like, it's just kind of like, let's let it go and put it in the past. You know, we did what we could. I got strength here. This is Leo energy. It's Leo season. It's time for healing for us and to kind of like figure out what our inner strengths are, or to kind of like be more confident in them and balance ourselves out a little bit more. We have you are perfectly beautiful. A lot of us might be going through some like body image stuff right now, especially with the pandemic. We haven't had time to put, you know, fitness first or anything. So a lot of us might not be feeling very comfortable in our bodies, but it's a reminder that you're beautiful either way. Your soul whispers love, your ego shouts fear. So let's listen to the whispers inside of us of love and not listen to the like anxious screaming you get in your head, you know? I know some of you know what I mean. Like, it's that feeling before you might have an anxiety or panic attack where it's just kind of like, what's happening? You know? And then you kind of like stop, you know? And then you just have this internal dialogue with yourself where literally inside your brain is just screaming at you. So you kind of have to do the work to listen to the whispers of like what is actually real and kind of like, you can address the shouts of fear, but figure out where they're coming from. Ask yourself, where does this come from? Immediately, like a lot of times what I do too is pick up a pen and start writing. Just write out exactly how you feel, what happened, what's wrong, like, you know, and a lot of times it does end up being ego stuff because it does end up being like, I feel like I do so much and everybody just takes from me or whatever it is, whatever's leading you to this like anxiety attack. I focus on what is working. So let's not put time and energy into the things that didn't work for us, right? Let's focus on things that are working and the things we can control. I am at home in my body and at peace with my spirit. I feel like this is a good affirmation for us, guys. Let's try to let our spirit kind of like speak for us a little bit more and allow ourselves to feel comfort in our bodies right now. I have Father of Flames. So for some of you guys, this is like has to do with entrepreneurship or like promotions or things like that at work. And just kind of a reminder that you are skilled and you do like deserve to have prosperity when it comes to your passion or creativity. But I'm getting a feeling like maybe there's a little bit of blockage there. I'm thinking because of the pandemic. We got Gemini energy here, but also the Lovers. For some of you guys, I feel like you guys are in a soulmate connection or a soulmate relationship, and that's great. And it's definitely important for you to make choices like based on what's best for you and also what will work for like, let's say like your family, you know, or like the idea of family. Just kind of like taking stock and making important decisions. We got Mother of Coins. I love when she shows up because this means financial stability in health, like just getting it together, being more stable. And I feel like that's exactly what we need. Like that's like where we all want to be. And then we have Seven of Feathers. So this means like, let's not worry about what people think about us. Let's kind of like let go of the idea of what people think or like gossip or anything like that, you know? And that'll be the work for us to do, like with this cleanse, is to kind of like allow more abundance into our lives and more stability. Allow ourselves the ability to kind of like embrace our strengths and see like what we did do right and maybe, yeah, what we did wrong, but that's okay. Because we're moving on from that moment and we're deciding now from now on not to do the emotional labor for other people, you know? It's too much on us. It's important for us to find balance in ourselves and in others, you know? Like do good in every day and, allow your abilities to lead you through life, but let's not get like stocked up on like helping other people or putting our energy where it doesn't belong. Okay, so that'll be important for us to do in the next month. If that resonated, please leave a comment to let me know, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.